The Loewe Small Puzzle Bag. This is such an iconic bag, definitely one of the more contemporary styles. The small, I would say, is the most sought after size because it just brings all this practicality to how much you can fit while it's still being a smaller purse that you can bring everywhere else. And let me tell you exactly why this is a staple item that I believe fits in every woman's closet and can really transition for you in all seasons and is a beautifully crafted bag. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Lexi. This is my channel. I like to put out a new video every Tuesday. I focus on designer, luxury, and style. I really like to review items, sales, or different experiences I have and give you help with your wardrobe so that you can make informed decisions and build the perfect wardrobe for yourself. So don't forget to subscribe, and thank you to my followers tuning in. So here is the Loewe Puzzle Bag in a small. This is the original. This has gone through a couple iterations. The Loewe Puzzle Bag was originally released in the spring of 2015. This was designed with J.W. Anderson as creative director at the time. He has actually just moved to Dior. So that will be really exciting. They just had their men's show. Things are looking interesting, but we'll see where it goes from there. But the puzzle bag is one of those standard classics. I think it will always be a part of the Loewe lineup because it has been such a hit. This comes in a mini size, small, medium, and large. And this has been, oh my gosh, through every color you can imagine. It's often got different designs, different materials, suedes and such. It'll have different colors. So a bicolor is common, where each of these leather cutouts will be different shades or different patterns. And lots of cool designs. I believe they just had an anniversary release. Some of their more interesting designs that they've had over the past 10 years. But this bag is a staple, and I have wanted it, actively looking for it for a year. New, a small puzzle will cost you about $5,500 Canadian. The difference being that it'll have a woven strap on top. I didn't want that just because I could see through use because it's a fine leather, it getting unbundled. And although Loewe has some shops where you can get the leather repaired, I believe they might just be in Japan. And so I don't know how accessible that would be for any repairs. So I did want to go with a secondhand style that, and you can also get them for really reasonable price as compared to new. There's also the puzzle edge. Now, I did not want a puzzle edge. Some people like the style, I did not. The puzzle edge, instead of having all of this seamed detail, overlaps itself. So you'll see the leather kind of tucked over one another. And so it's almost like a folded look. I really love the detail in the stitching and the laser cut and then the edges that meet. So let me give you a shot of how beautiful that stitching is. So I have the gray and with the silver hardware. So originally, when these bags were released, they came with these long, four long feet at the bottom. I would have really liked to get one of those editions, but they are from the original release, so they're a little bit tougher to get a hold of. However, this is a really nice calfskin leather. It makes it really durable and hardy. And the reason I got such a good deal on this one was actually because there was discoloration on the back. However, having known the material, felt these purses a couple times, waiting for the right color, I thought this would have pretty much wiped off, and that was exactly it. Just took a leather cloth and all this crazy dark blue that was present just wiped right off. So this is going to be a much more durable bag as compared to like my Lady Dior's or my Coussant, which is a white lambskin. This is more your everyday workhorse bag. And it's so classy. That's another thing I really love about it is that if you know this bag, you know this bag. You'll recognize it right away, but it doesn't have to be brandished in a ton of logos for it to be known. So it's that nice balance of you get that designer quality and you get that luxury and fashion without it being too much at times. Don't get me wrong, I like my monograms, I like my logos, but it's really nice to have something a little bit more polished, sometimes a little bit more understated. This I got on Luxe de Jour, which I've spoken about in previous videos, which is a secondhand retailer in Canada. Again, I like them because their headquarters is just a couple blocks from my office, and I also have a contact there. So if I see a bag, I can go in and check it out. In this case, she knew I had been looking for the right small. Some had come through there, but they weren't the right colors for me. I didn't want black because then I wouldn't see the stitching as well, and I wanted a solid color, and I didn't want it to be light colored either. So it took a while for us to get the right bag at the right price point, and when this beauty came in, she called me while I was driving home from work, and I bought it right away. So very happy with that. I got this for $2,570. So again, that's less than half it would retail new. So I'm very happy with the price. There was, other than the color transfer, which I got off right away, there were no other issues with this bag. It's in beautiful condition, pretty much like new as far as my standards go. And one nice thing about this bag, which I'll show you because I have it loaded up right now just so you can see how much will really fit. One thing I really like is it's the structured bag, but through time it gets this loved slouch that you can kind of see, which is hard because again, I've stuffed it so you can really get a good idea of how much fits in this. I normally do not have this much in it by far, but it gets this beautiful slouch, which to me, you kind of met this structure with a hobo style and this intricate design. So it's just a beautiful bag. So let's go through the details of this bag. The website says it's 9¼ inches by 5½ by 4 inches. So I'm going to measure that right now just to see if that really lines up. I would say it's actually 9½ inches wide. And then as far as the width, so it does have a slight triangular shape, but it's closer to 3¾ inches wide. And then for height, it's measuring at about 6. I think it's a little bit bigger than it says, mainly probably because I have stuff in it. And so it also comes with a removable strap. The removable strap, it's not the classic belt loop buckles. So on the ends, you have the lobster clasps. It's got some beautiful Loewe detail right there. And that's the kind of detail that's present throughout here. It has the same belt loop style, but instead it's a push pin to go through. You can see there's an extra loop here, but there's also some nice detail I want to show you on the back. So that's the Loewe logo right there on metal. That's in the back of this push pin. And so right now there's 4 notches. So I keep it on the second shortest notch. So from end to end with the second shortest notch is 41 inches. So that means that if you were to extend it as long as you could, you would gain 4½ 5 more inches. So it could be up to 44, 45 inches. And then it could be as short as 32 inches. So there's quite a lot of room in the styling, but it's not something you're going to want to be switching all the time. The silver details on the side, and you could wear it. My favorite way is to style it. I keep the strap on it, but I hold it top handle. There's a flap here and a flap here as well. I believe there's extra details. So the top handle is leather as well. And on the back, you've got a small pocket here. It's not exceptionally large. Right now, I can fit about this much of my palm into it. So you're not going to be putting your phone in there. It won't fit. But, I do keep things like a small lip gloss. It's got the same textile lining as the middle of the bag. So again, there's no feet. The back still has a very cool pattern to it with the stitching. So the top has kind of a flap that covers the zipper. If you were to unzip, it's such a great zipper. You can see the quality. There's tassels on both zippers. All right, inside is a textile lining. You'll also see there's the Loewe branding in here. That's again on the leather. There's a large pocket inside, but I'll give you another view of that once I've kind of taken the items out. Okay, so let's go through what fits in this bag. Again, I have loaded this baby up just so you can get an idea if you really wanted to stuff it, how much you'd keep. I have my phone case to simulate my phone. This is just a Pro size. You could definitely fit a Pro Max in here. I have a very large sunglasses case just to show how generous it is. I have my mini pochette accessoire, which is not exceptionally full, but I've got a couple things in here. I have a small change purse, the original key pouch, a small mirror, my work pass, my wallet. I'll link something above to show you if you're more interested in this wallet because it's a very compact card holder, but still fits a lot more than a regular card holder. I've got 2 packets of Kleenex. That is how you know I am a parent. And I got another lip gloss and some mints and my hair clips. So I'm glad I found those. That's what fits in here. Again, it wasn't even stuffed, I would say. It was pretty full, but it wasn't like I'm going to ruin the leather or damage it at all. And so on the inside, you can see that it's got a textile lining and the pocket. You can see in there. The zipper, you know, for it having only open to just short of the end here, because this is not secured to the bag, you can see the zipper opens up so much more. So it's actually really easy to get in. I've heard in reviews where people are like, oh, you know, it's cumbersome to get in. It's really not. I have had 0 issues getting into this bag. It's really functional in its design, and I really appreciate how they've made it easy to use. Yeah, there's another nice little logo at the end of the zipper here. So nice little details kind of scattered throughout. And I think the only real place you see the logo is on the top corner here. Sometimes this is done in a secondary color. I've seen some black where this is a white, but this one is just embossed inside into the leather. This is not an exceptionally heavy bag. I find it's very comfortable. And again, I wanted to show you that slouch. So when you've got some items in there, it'll kind of slouch down. And to me, that gives it some of its unique character. I know some people find it less desirable when it's gotten its slouch, but I think that bags are meant to be used. Sure, you want to keep them in good shape, but the point is to have some character. They're yours, personalize them, and use them how you like. I have used this bag quite often. Even my partner noted how much I am favoring this bag since I got it about 2 months ago or a month ago. And this is going to be a forever bag. I love this. The gray is really nice because I do wear a lot of navy, white, black, and then a few punchy colors. So the gray is great because it's a non-black neutral, so I can wear it with all sorts of things. And the silver is quite nice because I do have quite a few more gold tone warm well, so this is a nice addition to my closet. Also, it's a cool tone gray versus you can see this Louis Vuitton, this Speedy 25. This is a warm tone. It's more of a taupe, but you can see the difference, how nice it is to have these different bags depending on your outfit. So this has got the gold hardware, and this has got the gray. Now, I would say these two are very similar in their size, so let me know if you want a comparison video. I do favor this one just because I do wear more cool tone. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you sticking around. Let me know what you think. Do you have a puzzle bag? Are you thinking of one? Also, what do you think of J.W. Anderson moving to Dior? I think that's going to be really exciting. So leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'd love to see you in my next video. If not, here's another. Thanks.